Right, Christmas gifts for Nintendo fans. Wait, should I be wearing a Santa hat for this? Wait a sec. There we go, much better. So yes, it's that time of year again where people like me laugh at the people doing their Christmas shopping because we work best panic buying everything on the 23rd of December. However, if you are one of those people who likes to be prepared, then this video may come in handy. My name's Phil, welcome to Nintendo Village, thanks for joining us. In this video, I'm going to run through a bunch of different gift ideas for the Nintendo fan in your life. Or, if you're a Nintendo fan yourself, you can point your loved ones at this guide to give them an idea of what to buy you. There's a whole bunch of different stuff in here for loads of different age ranges, loads of different price ranges too. We've got everything from artwork to clothes to books to Switch accessories. I'm going to timestamp everything down in the description, so if you're looking for something in particular, you can jump straight to it. And there will be links to everything, both UK and US sites, in the description too, or just the one link if stuff ships internationally. Don't forget to like this video, leave a comment down below if you've got any other suggestions, and do subscribe. We hit 2,000 subscribers as I was writing the script for this video, so thank you very, very much for all of your continued support. It means the world. Without further ado, let's get into it. Now, games are obvious, so we won't go into those here, but books about games can also be fun, and if you're buying for a Super Mario Odyssey fan, The Art of Super Mario Odyssey will definitely be well received. It's chock full of concept art, sketches and notes from the development team, as well as a sneak peek at some ideas that never made it into the final game. It's published by Dark Horse, and they've got a stellar reputation for producing tomes of exceptional quality, including a host of Zelda books. Hyrule Historia is arguably the one that kicked it all off, and it's a must-have for any Zelda fan. It contains the official controversial timeline, and is jam-packed to the gills with artwork, history, lore, and all sorts of Zelda trivia. It's one of my favourite books in my collection, I'd recommend it to anyone, and there's also a Zelda encyclopedia and an art book available if you want to complete the full set. For the slightly older Nintendo fans out there, the SNES Encyclopedia would be a welcome addition to any shelf. Compiled by former official Nintendo magazine editor and current Nintendo Life and Ninty Fresh contributor Chris Scullion, it features info on every single game ever released for the Big N's classic Super Nintendo. The NES iteration is also available if you scout about a bit, and after the success of that book last year, Scullion has followed it up with another excellent effort. There's even a section on the Virtual Boy as an added bonus. For something a little more cerebral, I'd highly recommend David Sheff's book Game Over. The subtitle might vary depending on your region, but it's nevertheless a thoroughly insightful dive into Nintendo's history. Originally published in 1993, it's a little bit outdated now, but is nevertheless a really thorough and interesting deep dive into how Nintendo went from a playing card company to the biggest video game company on the planet. We'll get to some cool stuff for the younger fans out there in a second, but before we do, I've got some sweet artwork to show you. Etsy is a great place to find everything from jewellery to Joy-Con, but a couple of my favourite sellers are Pop Culture Gallery and Gamer Cubes. The former creates really awesome shadow boxes inspired by Nintendo games and pop culture in general, whilst the latter creates fantastic dioramas featuring scenes and characters from all of your favourite games. Both stores are UK based, but they will ship internationally if you find something you like. My favourite piece of art though is one I received for my birthday last year from Ikoyo E Heroes. I own a print of The Hero Rests, an Ocarina of Time motif in a traditional Japanese style, and there's a host of similarly outstanding prints available on their website. There's Mario Kart, Animal Crossing, Star Fox, Pokemon and more. I'd highly recommend you check them out as they're awesome and very reasonably priced considering the quality. Okay, so that's the cool grown-up stuff out of the way. Let's dig into some toys, shall we? Naturally, the must-have Nintendo toy this year is Mario Kart Live Home Circuit. Bear in mind you will need a Nintendo Switch for this one, not to mention a decent amount of floor space, but it's a killer experience if you've got the room for it. Whilst you still play the game on the Switch or your TV, what you see is the feed from the camera mounted to the top of the real-life remote-controlled Mario Kart. After mapping out a circuit, you can race against AI opponents or a second car if you've got one, with items able to slow down your car and your rivals in real life. Just watch you don't run over the cat. Some of my favourite memories as a kid is opening both LEGO and Nintendo stuff on Christmas morning, and you can combine both of those experiences this year following the release of the LEGO Super Mario sets. There's tons of different expansions and add-ons available, but you'll get the most out of the starter set to kick things off. The Mario figure included can interact with special parts around the courses you can build, and will react with facial expressions and sound effects as you jump on enemies, leap over spikes and reach the goal pole. There's even more expansions on the way in the new year too, so it's a great one to build on. For the slightly older LEGO fans out there, the LEGO NES offers a slightly more traditional LEGO experience, albeit one that features a replica of Nintendo's classic 80s home console, complete with workable flap and a full-on TV that rotates through the iconic World War I from Super Mario Bros. It's pricier than the other sets and obviously a lot more complicated, but look at it, it's so worth it. Finally, what Christmas is complete without a game of Monopoly? There's actually 2 Mario Monopoly sets on the market, though both offer stripped down, more accessible versions of the classic board game, making them great for younger players. The Super Mario Celebration Edition features stages from across the history of the Mario franchise, whilst the Mario Kart version has you rolling dice to fire blue shells at your opponents and steal their coins. I've got the Mario Kart version, and whilst it's quite a different experience to traditional Monopoly, it's nevertheless a fun time and doesn't go on for quite as long either. Top tip, Luigi's got the best power-up, so make sure you're playing as him. On the clothing front, whilst I'm sure you can get hold of some Mario socks somewhere, in fact I know you can because I own some, Nintendo have been expanding their collaborations over the past year, and it's resulted in some pretty sweet threads. Here in the UK, retailer Zavvi have a host of different lines, but their Mario, Metroid and Zelda ones are perhaps their best. They do ship internationally for a pretty low price too, and you can get everything from gaudy Christmas jumpers to stylish tees and slick hoodies. If there's any of my family members watching, I'll take this white Zelda one in a medium, thanks. At the more premium end of the scale, Original Stitch do the most incredible line of Pokemon shirts. Each one is fully customizable, featuring colours and designs from each and every Gen 1 and Gen 2 Pokemon. There's smart dress shirts, casual and Hawaiian shirts, and even polo shirts. You can create some pretty stylish looking office wear with a subtle hint of your favourite Pokemon, or just go completely nuts with an all-over Magikarp print. The choice is yours. I've got my eye on a subtle Jolteon shirt at some point. I do really love the look of those. If you know someone who's recently picked up a Nintendo Switch, or is perhaps having Santa deliver one on Christmas Day, then there are a number of must-have accessories that they could definitely do with. The Switch is of course a portable console, and if you're out and about, you don't want that thing rattling around in a bag with no protection. There are a plethora of different hard cases, carry bags, grips and all sorts out there, but for a no-nonsense option, you can't go wrong with the official offering. You can get it with a number of different designs to match your favourite games, and there's enough room inside for the system and a few games tucked safely in the included cartridge holder. Lovely. If you are on your travels but don't want to have to bring your dock with you, the Genki Covert Dock is a must-have. It packs all the key functionality of the standard dock into a plug you can easily slip inside a bag or even your pocket. Just hook it up to a TV via HDMI, plug in your Switch with the included cable and you're good to go. I swear by mine, and it's undergone rigorous testing to ensure it's completely safe for your Switch to use too. One other thing I can't live without is my Switch Pro controller. If you're buying for someone who usually plays their Switch in docked mode, then the Pro is a must-have if you ask me. It's a fully featured controller with NFC, motion, HD rumble and so on, so you've got no compatibility issues. The battery lasts for a good 40 hours before needing to be recharged, the buttons are satisfyingly chunky. It's a near perfect pad, and I don't know what I'd do without mine. There are of course plenty of other controllers out there if you're looking for something a little less expensive as a stocking filler, and the PowerA GameCube controllers are a great shout if you plan on playing a lot of Smash Brothers over the festive period. That being said, nobody wants to throw themselves into a hectic game of Smash Brothers after stuffing their face with spuds and mince pies, so let's wrap things up with a couple of films you can fall asleep in front of. Okay, so technically Sonic the Hedgehog isn't Nintendo, but Sega's mascot has a whole host of games on Nintendo consoles these days, including the Switch, so if your Nintendo fan is also a fan of the Blue Blur, then they may very well enjoy Sonic the Hedgehog the movie. After a slightly scary initial design, the studio changed track and the resulting flick pleased fans no end, mostly due to Jim Carrey's excellent turn as Dr. Robotnik. Elsewhere on the CG critter front, last year's Detective Pikachu was absolutely class and can be picked up on Blu-ray for fairly cheap now. Ryan Reynolds was on form as the titular electric mouse Pokemon, and it's incredibly cool seeing realistic versions of your favourite Pokemon alongside actual humans. Just be warned that there is the occasional bit of nightmare fuel. Speaking of which, I've kind of included this final entry as a joke, but Super Mario Bros. The motion picture also made it to Blu-ray last year. Anyone who's seen the film will tell you it's an absolute abomination with only a passing resemblance to the portly plumber we all know and love. Still, no self-respecting Nintendo fan should go without seeing it at least once, and the new release features a ton of interviews with the cast and crew, giving an unseen glimpse into the reason Nintendo waited another 25 years before greenlighting another Mario movie. So there you go folks, I hope there's some stuff in there you find useful or can at least use as a jumping off point. Like I say, links for everything are down in the description, but do let me know in the comments what you're hoping to pick up. Thank you very much for watching, I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, we've got tons of other cool stuff here on Nintendo Village for you to enjoy. And don't forget to subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all of our weekly uploads. New videos go up every Friday, but we occasionally add the extra one in too. Don't forget to check out thenintendovillage.com for more Nintendo news, reviews, features, podcasts and all that cool stuff. Thanks again for watching, I'll catch you all next time.